I mean, you just touched up on it. I mean, what are some of the interesting projects that you're working on now that that you can share with us that you think will be interesting to know about?
Yeah, I think there's a ton of stuff interesting to know about, and right now it's very exciting as well. To give quick context to what JPL does, so JPL is one of the, I refer to it as a NASA center. It's not technically one. It's actually technically a contractor, a federally funded research development center, FFRDC, because the acronyms are always fun. But yeah, it does mainly all NASA stuff. But JPL focuses on robotic space exploration. So we're not a part of the human exploration stuff or like the specific launches, but we build the full end-to-end spacecraft in order to go to places that humans can't go yet, or just to answer specific fundamental science questions. Telescopes looking up into space, sending things to go observe Jupiter or Europa, stuff like that. And so, and a lot of Mars stuff, because we can't send people there yet when we send rovers. So I'm working on the Mars 2020 mission, which has been going on for a long time, well before 2016. And so I get to join on it about halfway through, and I've done a bunch of different things around that mission. But right now, the Mars 2020 spacecraft is on its way to Mars. It launched on July 30th, Florida, in Cape Canaveral. I was there actually working for the launch. It was a very cool experience, fortunate for that. And so it's going to land in February, and I believe it's February 18th, but please check me on that. Don't take my word on that, because I'm going off of memory, and I feel really bad if I have that wrong. And there is a specific date. You can search Google anywhere and find it. But yeah, so this is about a car, about the size of a car, rover, going to Mars. And it'll be the biggest thing to ever land on Mars, biggest rover to Mars. It's very similar to the previous one that JPL sent, which was the Curiosity rover. And this one is actually, the name of the rover is Perseverance. And but has new instruments, new goals, and stuff like that. So this is I think that's a very cool project going on. Its main objective is to actually take samples and then actually seal them, hermetically seal them, drop them off in order to, in the future, be brought back to Earth. Because you can do a lot more science with them if you use our state-of-the-art labs here, as opposed to what you can fit inside a tiny rover. And that's its main goal, but there's also a lot of different experiments on there. And one of those is actually a technology demonstration of a helicopter. So it's actually a drone, very small size, with huge, and there's only 1% the density and pressure in the air at Mars. And so the blades are very big and it's super lightweight. That'll be like the first time anything flying on Mars, and I got to work on how to actually integrate that into the rest of the spacecraft.
Oh wow!
And work on how to fly it and stuff. My old roommate did, which was cool to hear about. But so that's a very cool thing, and that's just like an offside technology demonstration thing. Right now, I'm working with the team on how to drive and operate it.
Oh wow! So you'll get to have an opportunity to move some levers around.
Well, I know. Oh man, there's a lot of follow up. No, nothing wrong with what you said. There's like a lot more, to talk about from there. So I'm on the team testing out how to drive in order to hand it off to the operators to be able to go just hit the ground running and go and drive real fast. So you have to send it like a whole slew of commands for the full day, and then have it do its stuff, and then report back at the end of the day like a Dear Diary.
Oh, wow.
And then here's what I did, and then decide on the next commands the next day. Because you can't do things in real time, because at the speed of light, signals take between like 5 and 25 minutes to get there.
Oh wow!
So you can't sit there with a joystick with a video game controller.
Yeah.
So we're testing out, me and the team that I'm on, testing out like how to tell it to go somewhere, and then it just does its own thing, and testing out to make sure that's going to work correctly. And I'm the most recent one on the team, so I say we the team, but it's a lot of the other people I work with that are a lot smarter than me, that I get to work with and be a part of. And so so it's testing out the stuff in order to hand off to the operators to actually do the operations. I don't know if I'll get the opportunity to actually be a part of that driving team, but it all happens right down the road here at GPL.
That's awesome. That's awesome.